What's going on, everybody? It is your humble YouTube live stream host, Tim, back with another live stream. We doing these pretty regular. We're coming up with some decent topics. Give me 1 second. I'm just checking on the stream, seeing how this Wi-Fi is. Um, I don't know. I'm at yet another Airbnb. So um, Wi-Fi has been. What is going on with my phone? What is happening with my phone? Hang in there, folks. Technical difficulties. We figuring this out. Okay, let's see how it's looking. Okay. Give me 1 second. All right. I think we're dialed in. I think we're there. Hold on. Okay, we're looking good. Doobie's in the chat. Let's put it on live chat so we get everybody's messages. Okay, we're looking good. Dion Sardines, how you doing? Gonna have a travel stream today. Jeb Empire, Peace Not Pain, the usual suspect. Finn 100 said my favorite topics. Tell us broke people how to travel. I got you. Oh wait, it's still going on my phone. Hold on. All right, cool. Let's turn that off. All right. I got y'all. It's one of my topics too. I love to talk about it. Corey Cummins, Zen Bliss, retired 2019. How you doing? Discerning with D, The Journey. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, there's not a ton I know about life, but for the past, 9 years or so, we've been traveling, been all over the U.S. Blessed to leave the country a few times, like now. So I feel like this is a topic that if people got questions, I might have a couple answers. And I do, as with everything, I like to share my story kind of as motivation to help people, maybe do something a little different. Sometimes it just helps. I know it helped me to, be able to hear from people who are doing the things I wanted to do, people who are already traveling. That helped me to get started. So I'm always like, hey, if I can put some of the things I've learned, some the hard way. Actually, honestly, travel hasn't been that hard. I will say that there are a lot of things in life that I had to learn a lot harder. That's one of the beauties, I think, of travel is, things happen, you figure it out. But yeah, so we're going to get into that. Q-Boy checking in. Simi, how you doing? So yeah, throughout this stream, feel free, if you have any questions, just put them in there. This will definitely be very Q&A centric, because y'all know me, I can talk about my story all day long, but I would prefer to, touch on the things that y'all want to know, the questions y'all might have. I just realized hold on. Sorry, I just went and took a long walk and I'm out of sorts a little bit. I just realized I had another coffee. I have to get 2 coffees because 1 coffee is not big enough. This is a coffee here in Thailand. Hold on, I got to whip together this Americano, folks. Dropping coffee all on them. Give me 1 second, folks. We got time. We're gonna be here a while. We got time. Yeah, Q-Boy, you got questions. That's what we're here for, man. That's what we are here for. By the way, folks, I think I'm gonna have me a good lunch today. I was out walking and I seen a couple steak places. I think I'm gonna have me a steak for dinner, like for lunch. Like I think I'm gonna eat good today. I think I'm gonna, we're gonna spend some baht today. I'm gonna eat good today. Anyway, camera shaking. All right. Lon says you can travel many places in the world and get free housing teaching English. I think one of the big things, let's get into that. I think one of the big misconceptions, and it was one I definitely had in the beginning, was that you have to be like rich to travel. And it was very eye-opening to me when I realized you didn't. And it started out with a simple like Google search, And these days doing research is so much easier with AI. But like a lot of times I think we have ideals about stuff and we're just like, I could never do that. I don't have the money. But there are so many options. there are so many ways to like, hey, you can travel cheap. The reason I'm in Southeast Asia right now is because it's cheap. I'm constantly every day blown away about like how much cheaper something is here than it is in the States. So there's actually a lot of people who live in this, different parts of the world because it's cheaper to live there. So it's definitely cheap, less expensive than you might think to travel there. But there are so many ways. A, it's cheaper than you might think. So never write it off, and B, even like travel in the US, there are a lot of times the places you can go in the US might be cheaper than where you live now. It might be cheaper to go on vacation. You know what I mean? It might be cheaper to go on vacation for a week than to stay, home. So like it's not always across the board that if you're going to be traveling, it's going to be expensive. And then there's also so many ways to like offset the expenses, so many ways to make, money on the road. Anybody who knows my stories know that I wouldn't have been able to do what I've been doing if it wasn't for something called seasonal work, where I go work in places, touristy places, basically, a lot of times. So ski resorts, national parks, places where they don't have a lot of locals to fill all the jobs they have. So we're talking about, hotel jobs, restaurant jobs, a lot of entry level jobs, but that's good because it's easy for you to get a job. If we were talking about high power, jobs, it'd be hard to get them. But we're talking about basically, are you breathing when you show up to work every day type jobs? Right up my alley. But most of these places I worked at provided me housing at a very cheap rate, definitely cheap for the area, and they provided meals. I'm actually on vacation now, but when I get back home to the States, I'm going to go back to Colorado, be working at a seasonal job. I got my own room, 3 meals a day, and I think it's less than $700 a month, which is crazy to be living right outside Rocky Mountain National Park, like in the Rocky Mountains, place to stay, free meals. Yeah, well, not free meals, but like 3 meals a day, less than $700. That $700 is people's car note. You know what I mean? $700 wouldn't have paid my rent back when I had my apartment in Denver. That wouldn't have even paid the rent, let alone the utilities, the internet, all the other stuff. So, I say if you've been thinking about travel and you have written it off because you're like, I can't afford it, it's too expensive. Just know that there's, in life in general, one of the secrets to life that people don't tell you is there's always alternatives. And it's the people who figure out the alternatives that do. And the people who just assume they know that they can't do it are the ones who don't do it. But if you're the types like, bro, I want to travel. And maybe I want to travel more than just once a week every year. I'm going to figure out a way to travel. There's alternatives. There's ways. You can figure it out. Finn says, how can I start traveling full time if I have $1,500 right now in a car? I want to start ASAP. Definitely, Finn. I think a website that can help you out. And it depends on what type of travel you're trying to do. But I always got to put the CoolWorks link in the chat. Because if you can get to one of these jobs, $1,500 in a car, you up. You're gonna be the man. You're gonna be the woman. But yeah, the good thing about seasonal work is you just got to get there. They start paying you. A lot of them start feeding you. They give you a place to stay. So you might go with, have $1,000 left after traveling there, driving there. Who knows? You might keep that same $1,000 the whole time because you don't need to spend no money. So that's what I would recommend. Something like CoolWorks. That's how I got started. I had $1,000, right? This was 2014. I had $1,000, end of 2014. I had $1,000 and a buddy of mine gave me $250. So I had, shout out to my boy Ray Ray, just out of the kindness of his heart, dropped me off at the ground station, handed me $250, said, I just want to help out, bro. I think he was a little worried about me. But so I had $1,250. That was it. I had sold pretty much everything else except, two suitcases I had, might have been 3 at the time. Car was gone, apartment was subleased. I had $1,250 and my suitcases, and that was it. And honestly, once I got my first seasonal job was at Yellowstone National Park. I was a hotel housekeeper for about 2 weeks, and they gave me a promotion to an inspector. But honestly, I didn't have to worry about money once I got there. Like they was paying me. I think we got paid every 2 weeks, getting tips on occasion. Food was taken care of, housing was taken care of. It wasn't about the money then. Luis, in November, December, good to see you. Good to see you, Luis, my boy. Good to see you. I think like ski resort jobs are probably the best. Kind of those winter ski resort. You're looking maybe Colorado, Montana, maybe some in Wyoming, a lot in California. Like November, December, those are probably the best ones, the ski resort jobs. And ski resorts are a vibe. Like, I didn't know. Ski resorts are a vibe, bro. Like, I may have to go back and do one. So, but yeah, like your ski resorts are probably your best November, December jobs. Lon said I worked at Yellowstone at Lake Lodge. Had a good time. You have to find the job you like there. Yeah, I think that's true too. Discerning with D, I currently haven't found a place where I'm like, ooh, I want to move here. I've only been to 3 other countries. I'm in Thailand now, which I've been here before. I've been to the Philippines, and I've been to Mexico several times. I've never just been like, oh, I want to move there. Like, spend a lot of time there, cool. As I'm here in Thailand this time, I'm like, I'll probably be back next year, but I don't know if I'd want to move here. However, the cost of living is very attractive, and I'm doing it the bougie way. Like I'm staying in Airbnbs, which are still very cheap compared to what it would be in the States, but it's like bougie for here. I could do it way cheaper. So yeah. What up, Nitra? V, how you doing? Q boy, I woofed one time. Woofing is worldwide working on organic farms. And basically, it's all over the world actually, but they have it in the States. That's where I did it. But they have it all over the world, and you exchange working, I think it's like 5 or 6 hours a day for meals and a place to stay. So you don't get paid, but like you're on these organic farms, lots of cool different, situations, places you can work, like I said, all over the world. And yeah, you don't get paid, but you get food and you get housing. I think it's a great concept. The one time I did it, the person just was an asshole. You know what I mean? So like I had a bad experience because of the person, but I've seen so many other people who had a great experience. So I think you have to do better research. I kind of picked the one I picked because it was in Florida, and I wanted to. That was the first kind of travel thing I did. What was it? January 2020. It might have been January or February 2015. My first thing I did woofing, and I didn't pick so much based on something really cool I wanted to do. It was kind of like, oh, I want to stay close. My boy Ray, he lived right down the road, 30 minutes. I was like, oh, this would be a cool spot. But the guy, it wasn't a good experience for me, but I highly recommend it. From what I heard from other people. And here's the thing, even though it wasn't the best experience for me, I did it. I stayed there a month. I learned a lot about like horses and dogs, and well, not a ton about horses. I learned the horses scared me. I learned how to muck out a stall when the horses was out in the field. I learned about dogs, and I learned stuff, So it wasn't the best experience, but it was an experience. So yeah, I recommend it. Finn 100. Me personally, I don't have like a set home base at the moment. So what I used to do when I first started seasonal work, I would go back to Florida, and actually would stay with my ex-girlfriend a little bit. My buddy Ray, I've been talking about, would stay with him. I ended up finding a little hole in the wall, motel that would give me a really good weekly rate. Sometimes I would go stay there back in my home. So I used to go back home. And then as I got more seasoned in it, my money got a little better. I just started traveling between seasons. So that I would set it up to like, okay, between the seasons, I want to go here, and I would just set up to like, why I got tired of going back home. So I would just set up to like travel different places during the seasons. So yeah, it just, and here's the thing. What's up, Paul? Here's the thing. When you say you got a 5-month season and that like you're gonna have and that's you can set up how long you kind of want between seasons, right? So if you know you're gonna have 2 months off, the whole 5 month season you're working, it's in the front of your mind, and you're saving money, working overtime, setting it up so that you're good during the 2 months. And here's the thing, uh, a lot of sometimes you can work straight through. Some places have off-season work you can do. There's other places that are year-round. So if you're like, hey, I ain't got the coins to take 2 months off this time, I can't do an off-season, you can just go straight to another place. So seasonal work is very flexible. I like that about it. It's like whatever you need, you can kind of find the situation to do it. Thank y'all for hitting the like button, by the way. I appreciate that. Asmina, what up? Rose, how you doing? Sorry, I definitely want to go to Japan. Japan's on the list. Oh, you DM me on IG? Okay, this is Talent. Cool. Okay, cool. I appreciate you letting me know that's you. I got you. Cool. Demonte said there's World Packers, which doesn't have to be working on farms. My friend is doing hostel, working for a place to stay, only a few hours a day for her. Nice. Yeah, and there's so many different alternatives and options. If you're really serious about getting out there, seeing the world, there's ways to do it where you pay very little for your accommodations. And like your biggest expenses traveling are like the flights, or the transportation and the accommodation. So if you can get either one of those lessons, if you can go somewhere and work 5-6 hours a day and stay for free, even if they're not paying you, it's a win. Hey, Luis, that's awesome. Traveled to Colombia twice last year and this year. Nice. Best experience of your life so far. Thinking about going to Argentina. That I do care, Luis. I do care. I feel like we've been YouTube friends for a while, so I that means a lot to see that you out there, you in them streets, you traveling. Glad to hear. Raina, thank you. Said your lives are such a blessing, Tim. I love watching your journey. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. Yes, Fan 100. Yeah, then you're kind of always active. You're working somewhere, boom, you travel somewhere. I will say this, though. You do that for a few years, and then you're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to take me an off season and not be active. You'll get to a point where you're like, you know what? This 2 months, I'm just going to sit somewhere. I might go back home for a little bit. But yeah, for a while, it's fun to always be ripping and running, going different places. Yeah, Asmina. Yeah, I think people in Thailand very friendly. Filipino people very friendly. A lot of so I was thinking about this today because I went for a walk this morning. It's hard for me because like for example, I was in Portland. I was in Portland before I got here. Spent a day in like Seattle, a night in Seattle. I think. If it'd be running together, what I do? Yeah, I spent a night in Seattle. Where did I stay? Oh, I stayed there. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. But anyway, I was in Portland, and if you've been to Portland, Portland's very cool, a lot of friendly people. But like, you gotta walk. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain way you gotta move in big cities in America. You know what I mean? So I'm used to being sometimes in like places where you gotta have kind of that, not rude, but like don't mess with me kind of demeanor about you, just to make sure nobody run up on you. You know what I mean? You by yourself in an unfamiliar environment. I'm used to having to project that kind of like no disrespect, but don't come around here. Here in Thailand, I'm still projecting that, and I'm like, I feel like I don't have to. I feel like people would be a lot friendlier to. They're friendly, but I feel like people would be a lot friendlier. But it's hard for me to drop that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, Tim, I don't think you need to do that here, right? You don't need to you don't need to have it turned up to 10 here. Maybe dial it down to 5. But I thought about that today. I'm like, Tim, you're giving off like arrogant American right now, bro, and you just need to chill out. Anyway, James, this is live. Yes, James, we went over this last time. If it says live, if the red box says live in white letters, it's live. We went over this last time. If the red box says live, it's live. It won't say live if it's not live. Q-Boy, I mean, single occupancy hostels. Are you talking about just like a regular hostel renting it? I mean, are you talking about seasonal work, or are you talking about like staying in a hostel? If you're just talking about staying in a hostel, I mean, you just book a single room. It's more expensive, and so those run out quickest. Um, but if you book far enough in advance, yeah, it's pretty easy to get a single room in a hostel. Because I'm like you, I've stayed in many hostels all over the country. Um, I've never shared a room in a hostel. I've never done the dorm thing. I've always got my own room in a hostel. Jacqueline, what up? What up? What up? Jacqueline, Jackie Lane. Raina, I'm not a. I appreciate what you said. I wouldn't say I'm a great public speaker because I'm not in public. I'm just talking to a 4K Logitech webcam. So when I actually start being a real public speaker, I think there will definitely be a learning curve. I've done public speaking when I was younger, but like, yeah, it's gonna be a learning curve. But as far as like speaking on the internet, I just practice. Like, just practice. If you go back and look at my old videos, I think I always had some gift of gab, but like, I think it's just practice. BF, I'm good. James, I don't go live like 8 times a day. And the reason why I do it is, and I don't go live every time. I have videos. So no, for the last time, if it says live, it's live. And I go live because I like to go live, and I like to be able to answer people's questions. A topic like this, it's much better if people can ask questions and I can answer them in real time. I could make a video about this, but I might not cover something somebody wants to know. So we go live, and that's well. Did your mom used to do this? You'd be in the store, you do something, she'd be like, one. You do something else, like an hour later, she'd be like, two. My mom used to do that. When you got to three, it was a problem. So that's two. I'm being rude. I'm sorry. Luis, my ticket, I flew out of Seattle. So I did have to book a ticket from Denver to Seattle, which was, I think, like $100. And then my ticket from Seattle to Thailand round trip, Bangkok round trip, I think it was like $900. It was pretty cheap. Now, there was a 17-hour layover in South Korea. I think that's why that flight was so cheap. But yeah, it was like less than $900, or right at $900. So yeah, pretty cheap. I was surprised. I was expecting to pay 12 to 1500. 15 or down, I would have been good. I was expecting to pay like 12. I would have been happy with. So 9 was amazing. You want to be financially independent? What's your advice where to start? Oh, just to do it. I mean, that's we're not really talking about that in this stream, but I mean, I would say start with education. I would just spend, it's funny that, side note, it's funny that, and I'm not saying you, but for a lot of people, money is something that they realize, I want to be financially independent. I want to make money, blah, 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 blah. And then they spend no time researching money. They spend like no time learning about money, learning about finances. That's where I would say start. Read the books, watch the podcast, watch the videos, get on Reddit, get on Quora, read the post. Just take some time to learn about money. And I think that not only shows you way more opportunities, because a lot of times when people say they want to get financially independent, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I was talking to my friend Bonnie about this the other day. Shout out to Bonnie. Because she's self-employed, and she was telling me all kinds of stuff about what she does, and a lot of it was blowing my mind. I'm like, I never knew this about that occupation. And I'm like, and just different stuff she was saying. I've realized that like so many times we do what everyone else does. Oh, I'm trying to make more money. I'm gonna do this. The same thing everybody else around us is doing. When you research, like it just expands your mind, and you can start to tap into opportunities that nobody else around you might be doing, and those are the best opportunities. But when we just like do very little research, we usually end up in the same financial spot as like everybody else around us. So I would say research. Hey, Alex, I loved Oregon. I love all, the only really place I've been in Oregon is Portland. Like I love Portland. If Portland gets a WNBA team, I'll move there for a little bit. Like for real. RN, I just answered this earlier, but nah, I haven't found a place outside the US where I'd like to move to permanently. Oh, yep, that was it. That was it. That was it. That was two. This is three. Nope. It's how you ask questions. Like, anyway, we're not gonna dwell. Yeah, that was three. Jay saw it. Jay saw it. Jay's laughing. You saw 3. Mm-hmm. Come on now. People just, I'm telling you, man, people be having bad days. I ain't mad at you. Oh, no, I'm not back in the States. Colorado's cool too. Ability Chi. I agree. Colorado's cool, man. Like, hey, if you, one of the things, and I talk about this a lot, if you want to travel and see the world, I think that's amazing. But I also think for a lot of people, getting started in the US or doing both is cool. Like, America's got a lot of awesome states and places. America's got every region. We've got mountains, we got desert, we've got forest, we got it all. I had a friend from dang, where's he from? Bulgaria. And he was saying that, like, and we worked at Glacier together. He was my roommate. And he was like, you don't understand how cool it is to have a country this big that has all the regions. He's like, we've got like mountains and the coast. He's like, if we want to see anything else, we have to like use our passport and travel. He's like, you can stay in America, not have to have a passport, and see so much. He's like, you can drive for 5 days and still be in America. He's like, if I drive for 5 hours, I'm out of Bulgaria. So he was like, y'all, he's like, I don't think y'all appreciate how good y'all have it. So yeah, like there's so many cool things to do in America, cool things to do in America. Yeah, Colorado's cool. Oh, William, you've been teaching in Hong Kong for 7 years, coming back home for a tattoo apprenticeship. That sounds like an amazing life. Been in Hong Kong, now you coming back to learn tattoo art. See, this is what I'm talking about. Different stuff. Greg Smith said, I'm a van lifer, but working full-time job at one location for 6 months, getting itchy feet. But every time I talk about leaving, they throw more money at me. It gets harder to leave. Yeah. Well, Greg, you already know. You already know. Like the day's gonna come where you're just like, you know what? I'm good. The day will come. I feel like where the money, you'll just get so antsy and ready to go. The money won't matter because you're gonna be like, what do I need the money for? Because if I can't go out and do what I want to do, you know what I need the money for? So I can do more van life and traveling. So if I can't do that, what do I need the money for? Elena, here's the thing, like Airbnb isn't always expensive. Airbnb's gotten a bad rep lately because I feel like they have gotten, some of the fees have gone up and things, but that's not entirely true across the board. Like because the host sets the price. So like there's some people who have inexpensive Airbnbs, and there's some plus side. Like I like Airbnb just because like I like getting on there. I get more information from Airbnb than from like a standard, booking.com, which I use a lot too. Um, I don't know about renting long term in Europe. Like I've never stayed anywhere long term, so I don't know. But I do know that like Airbnb, especially with like monthly, a lot of times has some really good deals. I wouldn't write Airbnb off without looking into it. You know. Black in Thailand. Yes, I've been told probably 8,000 times I sound like Obama. Here's the thing. Here's my rule of thumb. If someone reminds you of someone famous that everybody knows, then everybody has told them that. If someone reminds you of like your cousin John that nobody knows, then if you're like, hey, you remind me of my cousin John, that's probably new. But if they remind you of someone everybody knows, then everybody has told them. So I don't mind. Like it's a compliment. But like, yeah, people always like, I'm like, bro, like literally every day in the comment sections. You know what I mean? Anyway. Best hustle with least skills needed. Snorlexer, I think you asking the wrong questions. You know what I mean? I feel like it shouldn't be, if you really gonna hustle and you really gonna put in the work, I think it should start from like, what is something I'm good at? What are my skills? What do I want to do? If you trying to like make the most money with the least amount of work, that's you gonna fall for some get rich quick kind of whatever. You know what I mean? That's how people get caught up. How can I make the most money least amount of, like why don't, like if you really trying to hustle and get your coins up, why do you mind, you don't mind the work? You know? I would start with like, what do I want to do? What's an ideal I might have? Because yeah, everybody's trying to find the best hustle with the least amount of work, and that's why everybody's doing the same stuff. I think there's Americans that live in Taiwan. I'm not sure. Never been there. Hey, Night Eye. Glad you like that video. How much is this place? I hadn't been. Hold on. Let me check. I hadn't been saying, but let me see. This is a new one. I'm in a new Airbnb. It's not even the one I was in day before yesterday. Hold on. Let's see. I'll tell you on this one. That's not the one. This is the one I'm in. Let's see. Where's my details? Where's the? Oh, let's see. Get my calculator. This one's $51 a night, which, like I said, bougie. I went bougie. I'm on the 22nd floor. I'll just put it. You know what I mean? Like I went bougie on this one. I'm on the 22nd floor. I'm in a high rise, right? So I went bougie. So $51 a night for like, a high rise Airbnb. Got everything you need. AC. I know there's a fan over there, but it's got AC, good internet, washing machine, micro, like everything. That's crazy. I know what this will cost in the States. This is crazy. So yeah. Is there any specific place in the world where you feel more discriminated? Not really, Elena. I honestly, like, I don't walk around looking for discrimination. So like, I don't really, I definitely haven't felt it the places I've been out the country. Like nobody cares. Simple Natural Black Life, how you doing? What up, Adina? Hey, Night One, you're welcome. I do not lift weights. No, if you saw me in person, you know it's like this dude has never lifted a weight. Facts, Barb. It's called hustle for a reason. If you want an easy hustle, you ain't trying to hustle, bro. Spencer, I like being in Thailand. I don't live here. I like being here. I think there's a lot of people who live here who aren't from here. So I think it's a cool country. That's why I came back. There's a ton of countries on my list I want to visit that I could have went to this month. And I was like, man, I want to go back to Thailand, bro. Like, I don't know where I'm going next. John, my list, London's on the list. Ghana's on the list. Japan's on the list. I'm hoping beginning of next year I can take another trip, but I don't know yet where we're trying to go. So. No, I never saw her again. I didn't see her again. But I mean, there's plenty of other ones around. Like it's not even. It's not a rare occurrence. I'll say that. Discerning D. I've never experienced altitude sickness. I've experienced like, oh, this is a different altitude. I can feel it affecting my body, but like I never got sick. And I will say this: I don't like to rank states and all that stuff. Every state's got its beauty. Like, how do you rank, the swamps in Florida, which have their own beauty, versus like the mountains in Colorado, versus like, Utah, or what I mean? It's like impossible to rank different places against each other because they got different scenery. I will say Glacier National Park though is amazing up in Montana. So yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to go to Ghana, man, for real, for real, for real. Like Ghana is happening. Like I'm trying to go to Ghana for real, for real. Yeah. Hey John, sorry, I'm sorry to hear about the struggle and the stress, but I'm glad to hear that you got a plan and like you going through that so you can get out and travel. The most amount of time I've taken off from a job to go travel. Well, usually like I'm not working, so usually I travel between jobs. This was the first time I had a situation where I could take some time off and come back, which is basically like I left and I'm coming back basically, but I stayed employed. But I'm still on the payroll, but they just don't have to pay me. But yeah, this is the first time I really had an opportunity like this. So shout out to boss. Um, yeah, usually I'm just between jobs, so I'll take 2-3 months off and travel. Barb, I don't apply for unemployment because I don't need it. So I don't like to. The only time I ever got unemployment was during the pandemic when they said I had to stop working. But yeah, I just don't like to ask for government assistance if I really don't need it. So no, I don't apply for unemployment. Yeah, Luis, I'm telling you, Airbnb is not that expensive. It's not depending on where you at. The States is probably the most, and maybe in Europe some places, but like even in the States you can find cheap Airbnbs, travel in the off season, you know. Um, but yeah, Airbnb has been getting a bad rep lately, but I've noticed that there are a lot of people who are full-time travelers who still use it. So yeah, I'm still alcohol free crazy. It's 6 years and counting, bro. Like I don't, no plans of going back. Elizabeth, I don't know anybody here. No, I just go places and like, I mean, that's everywhere. I travel solo pretty much everywhere. Sometimes I'll go to where one of my friends are, but a lot of times it's just me showing up somewhere and like, you know, I don't, would it be nice to have some friends here? Sure. But, in lieu of that, it's just going to be me. Major, I hate to say it, but like 2020 was a good year for me overall. Once, I was in Bozeman up in Montana. It opened back up rather quickly. The restrictions weren't crazy up there. It's Montana, so like you can only push people so far in Montana. Like it's just not that type of state. Um, well, it wasn't then. It's the demographics are starting to change because of Californians, but that's a different story. But I'm not saying Californians are bad people, but yeah, I mean, they was paying me more money to sit at home than I would have made it work. You know, met had some cool situationships during that. 22 was overall good for year for me. Oh, Simon, good to hear. Just regular muscle pain. Okay, okay, okay. Hey. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we jump to quick conclusions. That's why I don't get on WebMD and I don't Google my symptoms no more. It's easy to think the worst, but that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Chia, much love. Hey Nathan, that sounds like the dream. Spend all day picking avocados and mandarins, working and caretaking at farms in the Andes in Ecuador. At the moment, they're yelling and betting at a chicken fight across the street. You're not gonna go get in on the action, Nathan? You're not gonna go make a few coins on the chicken fight? Let's go. For the past 9 years, RN, most of my jobs have been seasonal. Though when I was in Denver, I got a couple of regular jobs. I didn't stay long, but I just don't put dates on my resume. Once again, one of the things people do, oh, I have to stay working at these jobs because I don't want there to be holes in my resume. Just don't put no dates. And if they ask you about it, just tell them, oh, I was here from here. You know what I mean? And hey, I'm not condoning lying, but how would they know? That's my thing too. If you take 6 months off, just and you do want to put dates on your resume, just don't include that 6 months. When they call your employer is not going to care for the most part to look up the exact months you worked somewhere. If you worked there 5 years and 6 months and you put you worked there 6 years, you really think the employer is going to be like, oh, actually, she left in April. Nah. So I've never had any problem with it. Of course, I am in, hospitality where there's always a need for workers. So like a lot of times they don't even pay no attention to my resume. I've got housekeeping, managerial experience. I've done everything you can do in a housekeeping department pretty much. They don't even be caring. It ain't that type of field. So it might be different for other people. Hey, retired 2019. I definitely think you should take a road trip 2025. It was nice meeting you on your last one. What was that now? Was that 2020? What the year was that when we met? 2021? What year was that? But yeah, I definitely think you should do another one, brother. Yeah, a lot of seasonal works with RV sites. Ability. I've only been to 3 countries outside of the states. And Thailand is well. Actually, no, I'll be in Mexico a lot. This is my second time in Thailand. I don't really even if you ask me that 10 years from now when I've been to 20 countries, I probably won't have an answer. It'll be like when people ask me my favorite state. There's states I go back to more because I kind of like being there more, but I don't like to rank. You know what I mean? Everything's got its thing. I just enjoy my own company. I'm not a big meet up with people. Like now, I go for a walk every morning. I come back, I eat lunch, I take a nap. Like I just don't really. If I was here with someone I already knew, cool. But like, yeah, I mean, this is the way I am back home. Like, I just don't spend a lot of time with other people. So, Jake Robinson, what up? I have not done seasonal work abroad. I was 35 when I started it, and for a lot of places, a lot of countries, the work visas stop at 35. That's still like the oldest you can be. So I just didn't look into it. Actually, I can tell y'all. I can. I was gonna wait and do a video about it, but I'm actually not in Bangkok anymore. I'm actually in Pattaya now. So yeah, I was gonna wait and do a video, but I'll tell y'all on the stream. But yeah, I'm in Pattaya now, so that's hence the different Airbnb. And since I told y'all where I'm at, I can give y'all these views. Hold on, y'all gonna like this. Y'all gonna like this view. I like it. I like it. Oh, you might not be able to see it. Oh, dang it, you can't see it. The lighting. Hold on, let's see if I can. You can't see it. Dang it, I forgot the light doesn't. It doesn't. Dang it, I forgot. It doesn't like to show you the lighting. I wonder, can I give you? Nah, you can't. Dang it, I forgot. When I'm on my webcam, it won't show. If the sun's out, it won't show you the view. But yeah, like I said, 22nd floor, we up here. But yeah, I came to Pattaya. Hopefully, I'm saying that correctly. Let me put the spelling in there so y'all know where I'm at. I might be saying that wrong. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had to switch it up. So you know what? Let's because last time I was in Thailand, I went to Bangkok, then I went to Chiang Mai. So I was like, this time I think I want to go to Pattaya. You know, what I mean, we gonna, you know, I like to see two cities at least when I come. So I have not been to Hawaii. No, I have not. Oh, I'd love to visit Vietnam and Cambodia. Yeah, totally, totally, totally. I mean, that's in the plan one day to come back and, you know, see all of Southeast Asia. Hey, Tar 2019, you're welcome. You're welcome. FC, I don't. The concept of retirement, I don't think fits with my life. So I'm not basing my plans. I'm not banking on ever getting Social Security. So like I don't make any plans for the future based on those arbitrary ages Social Security came up with. If it's there and I get it when I'm 67, cool. But I'm not making any plans around that. So like my life isn't set up like, okay, I can do this till I'm 62. Nah, like we just gonna do what we gonna do. And to answer your question, I don't know. I could still be doing seasonal work. I might have some other hustle going. Like I hope to have several other hustles going. Like I mean, the game is to always be able to just fund in your lifestyle. So I just have to figure out what I want my lifestyle to be and figure out ways to fund it. So what that will look like in my 50s, my 60s, my 70s, my 80s, I don't know yet. But I'm excited for it. Andrea, yeah, I feel lonely sometimes. Yeah, especially when I'm in a different country and don't know anybody. Like, yeah, you feel lonely sometimes, but like, it's not the end of the world. Like for me, it's like this is the life I chose to live, and I know loneliness comes with it. So it's either don't live the life I want to live or deal with occasional loneliness. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've stopped trying to like run from it. If it happens, it happens. If I get lonely, I get lonely. Like, usually doesn't last that long. Oh, Simon, you going to France next? Okay. Switzerland? Okay. Hey, the Khalil Show. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Oh, I like that sticker. Hey, I need to get some sunglasses. I'm glad you showed me that. I need another hat, some sunglasses. Appreciate the love. Thank you. Yeah, here it's only 10:24 a.m. It's early out here. Yeah, Joey, I'm going back to the same job. I just took some unpaid time off, some UPT. Yeah, so I just took some time off. So yeah, I'm going back to the same job. Tied Ryan Casper. Yeah, Kia, I've been eating good. I had some stir fry stuff yesterday. It was hot, spicy than a mug. Spicy. I messed around and I had some rice and some stir fry stuff. And instead of mixing it all together, I was just eating the stir fry, and they had some sauce. And I said, "Oh, I'm gonna throw this in the rice and mix it up." We go. When I tell you, bruh, mistake. I couldn't even finish the rice. Spicy than a boy, because I don't do spicy. So yeah, I messed around and thought I was just gonna spice up my rice and spice up my big mistake. But it's all good. I'm learning. The Wi-Fi is good. Wi-Fi is good. If I can stream, it's good Wi-Fi. So, all the places I've stayed in had like 5G. So, yeah, which I look for that. Like this place had really good Wi-Fi, but I look for that when I'll message the host. What's that Wi-Fi game like? What that Wi-Fi do? Because like I need that. Pimp Rogers, thank you. Super Chat Squad, appreciate the love. Thank you. Night Holy Mr. Ward, do you see any black people around? Yeah. I don't see a ton, but I see some. There's a brother came up in the McDonald's this morning. Actually, he seen me walking, and like I said earlier, thank you for the love, Pimp Rogers, the continued support. Thank you. He seen me walking, and like I said, I was in like "don't bother me, I won't bother you" mode, and I saw him kind of look at me, and I just kind of like looked away, and then he like shook his head, and I think he was saying like, "Bro, we're the only two black people on this beach," because I was walking down the beach, which is why I came here for the beach. He's like, "We're the only two black people on this beach right now, and you can't give me a nod." But I was just in like, you know what I mean? But then he came in the McDonald's, and I was like, "Bro, why are you following me?" But I still didn't say nothing to him. He came into McDonald's. No, I shouldn't hate on the brother because they asked him to use the kiosk and he wanted to order, and they like, you order it in English. Can you use the? It was funny. They was like, and he was like, let me get on. And they were like, but he just wanted an orange juice. So they were like, oh, orange juice, okay. Yeah, I was sitting in there waiting on my Americano and my pineapple pies. We hit 100 likes. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Andrew, I like the Thai culture. I really do. I think that's why I came back. Janali. Hey, I will say this. The seasonal work, sometimes you'll have to learn, like for an introvert, being at a seasonal job and working, living, eating, hanging out with the same people can be a struggle sometimes, especially in the beginning. Which if you get your own room, you can always retreat to your own room, but if you don't, then like that's so like I don't know if seasonal work's the introvert's dream. It can work, but like sometimes even it gets like, I give an example. I'm working at the YMCA of the Rockies up in Estes Park, Colorado. There's a shuttle that takes you 2 months out the year. Estes Park, y'all need to do better. But July and August, there's a shuttle that goes around. There's a bunch of different shuttles, but there's one that goes to the Y. It'll take you into town. So pretty much every day after work, I go into town and get something to eat. Meals are provided, but I've worked there since 2017. I don't eat the food no more. So I'll go into town and like get food on the shuttle. My introversion gets triggered because every time I get on the shuttle, I know people I know. And after work, I'm not trying to see y'all. And they don't be trying to see me. But like my introversion gets triggered every time I get on the shuttle because people get on, and then there's that awkward like, hey, so it's possible. But I don't know if you're expecting it to be an introvert's dream come true. I just wanted to let you know that about seasonal work. You be with the same people all the time. Yvette, I've never house sit. No. Yeah, Derek, walk in the morning, nap in the afternoon. I'm good. Blessed. Yeah, people speak English. Mm-hmm. It's varying levels of how much English, but yeah, it's once again like the people I interact with, because I'm going to the stores and stuff like that. Especially here in Pattaya, there's so many foreigners that like they know the English that they need to know to interact with you for what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, I hear English when I'm walking around a lot. So, and here there's a lot more English because there's a lot of foreigner female interaction. So, you make more money if you know more English. So there's a lot of English here. Like, yeah. Todd and Casper, we here. Crazy. I mean, the U.S. has its areas. I'm not gonna say across the board the U.S. is dangerous because I've been in a lot of places where there's no danger, or there's less danger. I like being in places where crime is low, and one of the things I like about seasonal work is you be out in the woods, in the mountains. You be at touristy places where heavily policed in a good way, but also typically not crime centers. So, sometimes I do travel to dangerous places, spend a couple of days in Chicago, New Orleans, but like, I just try not to be in the dangerous areas of the United States. I'm just doing Thailand this trip. I thought about going somewhere else, and I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't go to Burning Man, Q-Boy, just because that's not my scene, but you should definitely go. Do it. Hey, prayers to West Bengal. Joy Deep. I'll definitely want to get off here and say some prayers. Oh, FC. Yeah. Yeah. There are definitely some people living off different incomes full time in Thailand. Yeah. It's, so the reason I'm hesitating answering that is because like just because someone has a small channel doesn't mean they don't make more money than me. A, and then B, it's like sometimes I feel a certain way when people tell me about my options as if I hadn't already thought of that. Sorry, like this is me. This is me trying to work through something. I struggle when it seems like people don't think I'm smart enough to figure stuff out. It's just so I know it's not. Sorry, FC, but I was like, bro, like but thank you for bringing that up. I'm sorry, that was petty on my part. I'm sorry, Luis. Thank you. Super Chat Supply. Thank you, Luis. Cyan ain't had his YouTube channel in 5-6 years. I wish he kept it. He'd be monetized now. He'd be doing very well. But he just said it was taking over his life. I get it, bro. I was like, welcome to my world. So I get it, bro. A lot of this is YouTube. A lot of this, I promise you, is YouTube. So I understand anybody being like, I'm not doing it. Like, so yeah, I wish Cyan had kept his channel. I was a fan, but he said it wasn't for him. Craig, I'm ready for the playoffs. The fever been faltering though, bro. Like I'm a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I don't like the fever already. Now they starting to. I actually got mad at Caitlin Clark the other day because she goes through a lot of pressure, so I get it. But when she gets in her whiny phases, I'll be like, Caitlin, like shut up, play. But I understand she's got a lot of pressure, stuff going on. To be the most famous basketball player in the world currently. So, but yeah, I don't know. It seemed like they did what they needed to do to get to the playoffs, and now they kind of, I don't know. We'll see though. I'm rooting for Minnesota too. So, Joey, I just walk. Like I'm not one of those people who feels like I have to do anything extra for fitness. I feel like we've been so. I mean, if you want to work out, cool, but like I don't think you have to. DBB, what up? Hey, see you later. Peace, not pain. It be that way sometimes, Q boy. Just like, especially when it involves something I do. I think whenever someone who doesn't do YouTube tells me about YouTube, I think that's what like gets to me because as an influencer or as an internet personality, it gets viewed as one of those things that like if I was a plumber and I'd been plumbing for 13 years, nobody would tell me anything about plumbing. Because they would be like, oh, bro, like, or very few people, you know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, man, it's, yeah, obviously. But, like, when you're on the internet, it just seems like people are always telling me about what I do. And it's just like, and I know they mean well a lot of times, but it does poke me sometimes. And I try to be real. So when poked, I say, hey, you poked me. It's like, bro, like, I does this, I don't know. Oh, David, we didn't really touch too much on making money on the road. First off, I think there's so many different options. I mean, the big one now is like remote work. Hop on Flex Jobs, see what they got. I don't know a ton about remote work, but like I really think it's one of those things where, well, depending on how much AI influences it, but like I think it's one of those things that like you do enough research, you probably be able to figure something out. You might even be able to take your position at your current job remote. Like remote work's a big one. The internet totally changed the game. The internet totally changed the game. We're like, if you go anywhere and they got internet, you can do what you do if it's on the internet. We talked about seasonal work earlier, coolworks.com. And Coolworks isn't the only seasonal website. So many places that just like need, where like all the tourist places never have enough workers. Unless it's like a tourist place that's like really close to a big city. But any touristy place that's like out and away, they never have enough workers. They always looking for people to work because there's nobody there. So I think a simple how to make money on the road search and doing that every night until what I mean. Every night you come home for an hour, you just researching how can I make money when I'm traveling. Because a big part of it too is you have to find something that you want to do. So that's why a lot of the list about how to make money when you're traveling, it's always the same stuff, and a lot of it's like, ugh. But I think like the more we tap into what would I want to do, and how do I figure out how to do that on the road? I think we might come up. It might be harder to figure out, but I think you might come up with some really good answers. Rick, the only place I've been in Oregon is Portland, any length of time. So, welcome to the channel, by the way. Rick from HR. Welcome to the channel. Isra said, I'm currently traveling by myself, first time doing it. Sometimes I'm way too lonely, but I don't know if I want to do it again. I mean, yeah, I get that, because I had said before, I'm not traveling outside the country till I have someone to go with. But that didn't work out, so I had to go alone. But I get it. Like, it's different. It's not the same traveling alone. Even someone who likes being alone, there's a lot of times I'm like, man, it would be a lot cooler to have someone here. But the thing is, sometimes, and you'll find this as you travel more, you can't always find someone. I think that's why most people solo travel, is a combination of like they like being alone and they can't find nobody to go. So it's like I could wait until maybe one of my friends can go, or I can go. So, but yeah, I get it. It gets lonely sometimes. But like, once again, loneliness doesn't have to be the end of the world. I just embrace it. Like, yeah, I'm kind of lonely right now. Herb, yeah, man. Yeah, that video is doing well. That surprisingly. All my other views are down, but that video is doing well. So, hey, yeah. P Cross, what up? Love you too, not pretending TV. Thank you. Mobile Dog Life, I am 44. We big grown. We still young, but we big grown. Yeah, that is one cool thing about solo travel, Priya, is like you can do what you want. Like me, I make decisions on the cuff. I changed up my travel plans this like within this trip. I don't want to do that. I want to change. Blah 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 blah. There's some stuff I hadn't booked yet. I do stuff on the fly, and you can't do that. A lot of times if you're traveling with someone else. So that is one thing I do appreciate about solo travel, is nothing's written in stone. I have my basic outline, but if I decide to switch it up, can't nobody say I can't switch it up. True, that's true too, RN. Just talking with people back home helps. My friend Bonnie called me the other day and we talked for a couple hours. We hadn't talked in a while, and that helped me out a lot. So yeah, I mean, and that's what I do even when I'm in the States. Like, I'll be in the States just as lonely sometimes. Like, if I'm not at a seasonal job, I might be at an Airbnb in San Diego. I don't know nobody in San Diego. Did I get recognized in San Diego? I don't think so. But yeah, so same thing. Call my dad, call some friends up. That helps with the loneliness. P Cross, I don't know. What type of music did you grow up listening to? I grew up listening to like the Beatles and Bob Dylan. I was an old soul at like 17, 18. I grew up, how does it feel to be on your own? But also like Matchbox 20 and, Outkast. And, I listen to it all. I listen to it all. Okay, Israel. Had a little drunken birthday party down at the beach. Nice. Yeah, like you said, that's a memory you'll never forget. And it's just a random, out of the blue, that's the type of stuff I love about like life in general. But especially, I feel like traveling when unexpected things happen. Like it's because you're not expecting it, so it's really cool. But I mean, that's life in general. When stuff happens, bro. The more we get out there, the more random stuff happens. It's amazing. DBB, awesome. Our vices are how they get us. So, yeah, I think that the more we can cut some of them out, the better life is. Ooh, that's a good question, April. If I had a travel partner, would the layover in Korea have been better or worse? Well, it probably would have been worse because they would have been mad at me the whole time because I booked the wrong hotel and I booked the hotel in the wrong terminal. Um, so that would have been on me. So yeah, they probably would have been mad the whole 17 hours. So it was cool that and I'll be honest, I don't know if I'd want to be on a 17-hour layover with somebody else because you're gonna get on each other's nerves. Both of y'all tired, cranky. Somebody gonna say something in 17 hours. So I almost feel like that's better alone because like on the one hand having someone to talk to, but like I don't know, after an 11-hour flight, 17 hours, we probably would have went separate ways. There's like two of those transfer lounges in that airport, in that terminal. We probably would have went to separate ones. I could see me being like, I just need to be alone right now, bro. Hey, Belinda, I appreciate y'all being here with me. Speaking of loneliness, like this is how I get through the day. I wonder if I pull the camera way back here, would it let y'all see the views? Hold on. I really want y'all to see these views. I'm gonna see if I can figure out a way. Oh, it's too bright. Oh, it's too bright. I feel like it's better. It's too bright. It won't let y'all see. Dang it. I gotta figure out. It's nice out there though. That's a nice Hilton right there. Anyway, sorry. Okay, we back. Any tips on catching deals on flights and lodging? Oh, hey, I think the internet has definitely made it so much easier. There's so many apps and websites and stuff. I would just get into those, download Skyscanner or some of the other ones and just play around with it. I mean, even Google Flights, I use Google Flights pretty much, but if I'm in the States, I'm flying Delta. So like, I don't need to search for deals. I'm going Delta. So I don't care. I just want the best Delta deal. But, even Google Flights has explore features and things where it'll show you places you can go, how cheap the flight is. I just get on there and play around with it. Do it in an incognito window, or a private window, so it doesn't, put cookies and remember. Because if you search for something and then you go back 2 days later and search for it again, they'll raise the price. So because it's cookied and it knows you're looking. So yeah, search on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, beginning of the week. Use private windows, incognito windows. But yeah, I would just get on them apps and play around. See what you can find. And with lodging, yeah, I'm saying I use Booking and Airbnb pretty much universally, but like even within those apps, not just going for the first hotel or thing you see, but like I get in there, like I do my research. Well, I be in there. It takes me weeks to plan a trip because yeah, I'm trying to do my research, figure things out. So yeah, just really just look, and I think you can find. Yeah, not pretending. It's only 10:45 in the morning here. Yeah, Google Flights is my jam. I'll be on Google Flights a lot. Yeah, Q boy. If the day comes when we can't afford Delta no more and we gotta, go back to, Frontier. I mean, we'll do it. I mean, we started out on Greyhound. You know what I mean? We started out on Greyhound. So I don't know too many people who've done 3-day trips on Greyhound. As many 2 days I've done, the 3 days. So you know what I mean? We went through the trenches. We went through the mud. So we wasn't always flying Delta. Trust y'all know. Some of y'all been around. Y'all know we was on them 3-day trips on Greyhound, bro. That's all we could afford. Like that, we had to get to our jobs. We had to get home. That's what we was on. And if we go back to that if we have to. We're not above that. But while we got the coins, we trying to, and that's kind of how I live my life. Is if I can afford it and I want to do it, I do it. If the day comes I can't. But I'm the journey is part of the trip for me. So I have to enjoy the flight if possible. Pros and cons of Delta. I don't know any cons really, bro. Like I'm being real. Like hashtag only fly Delta. Delta's good, man. I don't, other than maybe the price sometimes, which even a lot of places, and it depends on where you're going too. If you're flying into the hubs, the major hubs and stuff, Delta can be cheap too. It's very competitive. Now, if you're trying to fly into, a small town somewhere, yeah, that Delta doesn't really go but twice a day. Yeah, it's going to be way more expensive. But that's any airline. The hubs are cheaper. The other places maybe a little more. But Delta's pretty competitive. But I really don't know. I love Delta. I got Delta stock now, so that lets you know we there. Oh, you use your points on your Chase Sapphire card to get this $100 from US Bank. Oh, nice, nice. Eric, what up? I like the fact that I didn't know that other airlines the TV ain't in the back of the seat. I fly Delta unless I'm flying one of the really small flights that don't have TVs in the back of the seat. Like if you fly Delta, but it's really one of their partners, like is it JetBlue or Sky Blue, I think. Sometimes they're smaller planes going to smaller locations. Airports don't have TV, but like any regular Delta flight, the TV's in the back of the seat. It's free movies. I didn't know when you go on other planes, like you gotta pull up the movie on your phone. When I was doing that one job I did with the hotel consulting company, they flew me out in American, and yeah, there was no TVs in the back of the seat. They wanted you to pull your phone out. I said, I'm not pulling my phone out to watch movies, bro. I'm going back to Delta. Places to go in November on a solo trip. Well, it depends. P-Cross, like what weather are you trying to avoid? There's always Florida. You know what it's going to be in Florida. The Absurdist, what up? Yeah, I can't. Q boy, I'm, And Delta be having the new movies. They be having movies that just came out. Not just came out to theaters, but like just maybe. Do they even put movies on DVD anymore? But Delta will have the movies that are just coming to like streaming services and stuff. Yeah, Ivy, that Atlanta hub. If you anywhere around Atlanta, yeah, you can get some really good Delta flights. Yeah, I think Delta has a couple different regional regional carriers. I don't think it's just one. Because I think Sky Blue is one. Because they're out on the West Coast. I fly them a lot when I'm going to like Bozeman or when I'm going to Seattle. Like, yeah, that's the one I'm usually on the most. 710. What up? What up? What up? Oh, you're trying to avoid snow, P-Cross? Well, then, yeah, probably the southeast. Best bet, or Southwest. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That time of year is it ain't popping, but that's the beauty of it. Nobody's there. Super cheap. That would be if Delta had the WNBA games on, I would just fly around on Delta constantly. Where are you going? I just fly into Atlanta and back for the game. Yeah, Delta is I got no complaints, man. If like my flight from Seattle to South Korea, the crew wasn't the best, but they still were adequate. I don't have any complaints. I just wasn't raving like I do a lot of times. A lot of times I fly like I'm raving. This time it was just like, oh well, yeah, they were there. Myrtle Beach, January, February, you're probably gonna range from like it's probably between like the 40s and 60s. There'll be some times it'll get down. I seen it freeze one time for a little bit, but you're gonna be probably in the 40s to 60s, which is great for the wintertime. Rose, you out here drinking spoiled milk? You can taste the borderline? That sounds like a tagline for like a Mexican beer. Taste the borderline. Okay. Hey, you braver than me, Rose. You braver than me. You gotta get your money's worth though. I ain't mad at that. It's organic. Oh, okay. Does that mean it doesn't spoil? Like, hey Priya, thank you. Super Chat Squad. So do you get stressed looking at your bank account? No, no. Nah, we chilling. Like, that's a weird question. Have I in the past? Sure. Well, I don't know. Like, you know what? Like, I really don't. I'm blessed to say that, like, especially once I've discovered minimalism and keep my bills and stuff low. Some days we ain't as up as we normally are, but like, I'm blessed. We haven't really, been low in a while. If those days come back, well, then yeah, I'll probably stress a little bit. But I'm a firm believer that fortunes rise and fall in an instant. So like, I try to, when I am down, I try to focus on the fact that like I can be back up next week. You know what I mean? So like, I try not to get too stressed out if when there's money changes. But we be chilling, man. I can't. Hashtag blessed. PD Pablo or the baby? You 30 years apart. 20 years apart. That's like PD Pablo. Like there's two different, generations. Like, how would you even compare the two? Like, where would you start to pick a? PD Pablo had like 2 hits. The babies had like 20. Like, how do you even? Yeah, how do you even compare the two? That's like me, like Elvis or Eminem. I know that's further apart, but oh, it's expensive. $6 a gallon. I get you, Rose. Okay, you gotta drink it. I mean, Priya, like and this is probably the last question I'm gonna answer about my bank account. But I mean, I don't think I monitor my bank account more or less than anyone else. I've always been good with like mentally knowing where I'm at. Like once again, I don't spend a ton of money. When I do, I kind of mentally know. I mean, you don't need to monitor your bank account if you don't blow your money. Like, what is there to monitor? So, F Doctor, good to see you. Thank you. What foods have I sampled while I'm there? I've been eating a lot of rice and pork. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Hold on, Rochelle. So, this air, I'm about to turn the air on. Hold on. It's getting hot and sweaty in here. So the Airbnb that I'm in, they had like a complimentary food box. So, like snacks. So I was like, I'm gonna show y'all some of these, and we might get into one. I don't really know, no clue. Don't know what that is. Let's see. Ooh, tomato flavored crackers. Okay, all right, okay. That, don't know. Tell you, bro. This has a picture of a lobster on the front, so I'm guessing some type of lobster cracker cookie. And ooh, what? Trying to figure out what this is. Do you pour it into milk to make it chocolate milk? Oh yeah, you pour it into like coffee or something. Okay, we can't do that. Okay. All right, folks. In the chat, if you want to play along, first hit the like button. That's required. That's the first requirement. You gotta hit the like button. Second, if you want me to eat the potato flavored crackers, put a 1 in the chat. Okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to eat the tomato flavored crackers. Put a 2 if you want me to go for the lobster. 2 for the lobster. and 3 for whatever this is. I have no clue what that is. What does it say anything on the back? No. You usually don't have in English what it is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Okay, but this is 3. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna give it a minute. All right, we got a lot. Oh, hold on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, couple 2, 3, 1. 5 rows at 5. Oh, 1 and 3. We gonna do 1 right now. Well, one of the 3. It looks like 1 might have got it. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. I probably should actually count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Let's see, 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. 3 didn't win. So it's number 1. Okay, it's number 1. All right. Okay. The winner is number 1. I was hoping it wasn't number 1. I was. All right. Let's see. You know what? I ain't doing. I ain't playing that game. Bruh, they don't want you to get into these tomato chips. What is going on, bro? Put that in the trash. What are these? Okay, all right, we're in. We're in. All right, okay. All right, this is what we got. Water on deck. Okay, all right, hold on. It tastes like ketchup, bro. It's like eating ketchup. It's ew. I don't like ketchup. It's like eating ketchup on like what are those things called? Yeah, it's like eating ketchup on like a pork rind, right? That's kind of what it's like. It's like eating ketchup on a pork. Oh, yeah. I'll eat one more. Oof. Yeah, it's like eating ketchup on a pork rind. What the pork rind has no flavor, no taste. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't have Snapchat time. No. Nah. Yeah, that's like eating ketchup. If you like ketchup, you might like those. If you're one of those people who put gobs and gobs of ketchup on your French fries, you probably like those. But I'm good. Yeah. I'm curious about these lobster ones, so I'm actually biting them too. Hold on. And I need something. Oof, that smells like lobster. And I need something to take that ketchup taste out of my mouth. Hold on. Okay. Dude. They got like no taste. Ooh. It's got a kick though. Great day. It's got a little kick at the end. Nah, not a fan. Nope. I don't. Oh, no. I see why these are free. Okay. Yeah, that's enough of that. That's cool they offered them, but yeah, those are acquired taste. Whew. I gotta wait. Maybe we'll try number 3 in a minute. That's a lot of different taste going on. A simulated lobster and tomato. Ooh. Ton, I'm in Thailand right now. Yeah, I traveled alone. Yeah, if doctor, I'm in a different Airbnb. I'm in Pattaya now, so yeah, different Airbnb. This one is so like they're like studios, but like they have like the kitchen area, which is where I'm at, and then the bedroom area. This one is weird because All the other ones I was in, the couple other ones I stayed in, by the big window, that was where the bedroom was, and then the kitchen was by the door. This one, the kitchen's in here, and the bed's by the door. Um, so kind of different, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. The host of this one is very, yeah, like I can already tell, very good host. So no, yeah, I'm not in Taiwan. I wondered why you asked about Taiwan earlier. I was like, I don't know. No, I'm in Thailand. We here. I wish I could show y'all the view. Like it's being. I'll take a picture and put it up as a post tomorrow probably. But yeah, it's a nice view out here, man. And boy, they party. The cool thing is like the cool thing about the kitchen being out here and the bedroom being in there is that all of them have like a door like that. So at night, because they go to like 3 o'clock in the morning here, like there's music blasting and partying until like 3 in the morning. So you can close that door and you can't hear it. When I was in the other Airbnbs um where the where the other one where the bedroom wasn't here, um you like if you close the door, it didn't block the noise out because the noise comes from out here. So it was cool last night that like I could close the door. Um and not hear the noise as bad because like yeah they was 2 in the morning they was going like partying and I'm on the 22nd floor so you know it's loud when you can hear it on the 22nd floor like yeah yeah so it was good I could close that door. Missy Moto, what up? Yeah, the ocean is right there so yeah you can see the ocean. Yeah, I wish I could show you my webcam doesn't do the light well but yeah the ocean's right there. That's where I was walking. I didn't walk on the beach this morning but I was walking along the beach. So yeah, man, you know. Hey Demonte, glad you're finding the content helpful. Thank you. And good night. Sleep tight. Did I do anything outside of my comfort zone today? Yeah. Walking down by the beach in a part that I never walked before. Uh I went into a McDonald's I'd never been into before. I mean, I'm in another country, so I think the whole thing is outside my comfort zone, right? If we're being, if we're getting real technical with it. They do a fire thing on the beach, big jump rope. I've heard about that. I'm good. Craig, I won't be able to go to a playoff game because like I'll I won't have any more. I can't take any more time off work. So I was hoping it would coincide with my vacation, but I'm not gonna be able to. Um, yeah. So yeah, I won't be able to make any playoff games. I don't think because I have to travel to another state to go, and like I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to work. Haven't tried durian fruit yet. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Would I recommend camping in various locations for an indefinite period of time? If you're someone who likes camping in various locations for an indefinite period of time, like I don't recommend any travel stuff, or I don't recommend it. I just talk about like what I do and we discuss stuff, but like I don't recommend to anybody that they do anything, right? Like if it sounds like fun to you, go for it. Like I probably would do it, but like if you want to do it, do it. Rashad, how the folks treating you? People are nice. I keep to myself, so I really haven't had too many interactions, but people are nice. I mean, well, they're very friendly here. But a lot of that is looking for work. So a lot of, if you get what I'm saying. But like just regular interactions, everybody's friendly, but like I just kind of keep to myself. But yeah, they're very friendly here. The women here are very friendly. But like I said, a lot of that's they're trying to drum up business. But I ain't mad at that. But yeah, I just keep to myself. So I haven't really had, and I met somebody like the elevator. Dude was going down. We talked for a little bit. There was some brothers walk by. Hey, how you doing? Like people are very friendly here. I could see people to like hang out with here, like some other dudes who are here. Um, People do seem more inclined to like other foreigners seem more inclined to speak here than Bangkok. Nobody speaks in Bangkok from what I saw. But here, people nod. Hey, how you doing? So ate chips I've never eaten. That was out of my yeah, tomato chips are out of my comfort zone. Ton, I'm working at the YMCA of the Rockies in Estes Park. So and I'm gonna be honest, Ton, like I get what you're saying, but like if we don't know each other, I don't know. We'd have to meet each other and know each other before we could be travel buddies, respectfully. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is interesting. I've been asked about loneliness like 5 times today. I need to do a video about loneliness. That's the universe letting me know. About to do God's work. We're gonna do a video about loneliness. Yes, Suzanne, I do feel lonely sometimes. Yeah. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it's a byproduct of the lifestyle I've decided to live. I think maybe because I'm more introverted and a loner, and a weirdo, it doesn't affect me as much as it might affect other people. To hear other people talk about it, I feel like maybe it affects other people more than me, when it does happen. Though I have had times where it was like, bro, I gotta get around some people. But yeah, I mean, most times it's a feeling. It comes up. I try to call somebody, or if I can, soon after be around people. Cool, but sometimes you just gotta wear it. And I always think it makes it all that much more sweeter when I am around people. When I've gone through the loneliness mud, the lonely trenches, it makes it all that much sweeter when I finally do get to be around people. But yeah, I get lonely. Please never think that like loneliness doesn't come with this lifestyle, because it does. No kids, no mate, traveling solo most of the time. You gonna be lonely. Like it comes with it. But like, what's the alternative? For me, there's no alternative. So Missy Moda, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much, Missy Moda. Some for more weird chips. Hey, these were free, and that's probably the only way we gonna get some. But we'll definitely put it towards. I think I'm gonna have a steak tonight. We'll definitely put it towards some good food. Thank you, Missy Moda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we got the Khalil Show. Says, yeah, Weirdos Unite. Super Chat Squad. Yes, Weirdos Unite. We here. We here. Thank you, thank you. Let me give you a like on that. Yeah, part of the reason I'm alone a lot is because I'm a weirdo. So I embrace that. Thank you, Missy Moda. Thank you, the Khalil Show. We here. Yeah, I mean, it's somebody mentioned it yesterday, and they were like, "Yeah, I looked up Pattaya, Thailand, and it looks like one of the biggest sin cities in the world." So yeah, when I tell you they be out there working, yeah, no. But here's the weird thing though, and then I'll move on. This might be making some people uncomfortable. They be working, but it don't seem dirty and scuzzy like it does in the States. You know what I mean? You know, in the States, when you see like working girls or even working guys, it'd be like scuzzy, like dark and like, blah, blah. I don't know. Here they just be chilling, like what it is, but they, be walking around, talking, hanging out. Like I don't know, it's different. When I leave the hotel, they be sitting out there waiting on people, like they, just regular, it's weird. It's different. It's different. But yeah, yeah, they be out there getting them coins. I ain't mad at it. Avery, I started traveling at 35. I started with seasonal work, so I went to work at the Yellowstone National Park at the Old Faithful Inn, making like 8 something an hour. But they gave me, room and board, and place to stay. Gave me 3 meals a day, and so that's how I got started with like full time travel. So I didn't have enough money to just be traveling nonstop. So started with seasonal work, coolworks.com, went on there and applied. And actually, let me put that link in there again. It's been a minute. It's been an hour. I'm gonna have to hit Coolworks up again and be like, I need endorsement deal. I need a sponsorship deal. But yeah, that's how I got started. How much is a smoothie? $3 maybe. I feel like $2, $3. I make money through doing seasonal work and on YouTube, so that's how I afford to travel. What happened to Ava Carl? I think she posted a video recently, or a short or something. Ava Carl, she's still out there. Yeah, women's sports is the truth, John, and I'm glad to hear they're getting more shine. Women's wrestling, women's basketball. Like I think women's football is going to be a hard one, but I think they can make that work too eventually. Women's soccer is definitely the move. Yeah, Angelica, no, no, no. I'm not in America right now. I'm on vacation. How you doing, Dorothea? Jay says, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Nah, nah, we chilling, we chilling. Um, I, you know, I always say I don't do on vacation what I don't do back home. Like I'm just a very boring person. So like I love getting up in the morning, taking a walk, taking naps in the afternoon, you know, eating my like I just really don't. I don't need anything else. So even things I'm not morally opposed to, I'm like, man, I'm a pretty boring person, man. I don't know, Rod. Coolworks is they some really cool people. They've reached out in the past and was like, hey, if you want to work together, we're down, let us know. And I dropped the ball. I never got back to them. So I from what I know of them, I feel like they wouldn't, if it was something they were interested in, I don't think they would be like, oh, he'll do it for free. I think they would be like, yeah, we got you. That was the type of people they struck me as. Not so much. I mean, look at the website they created. It's. I don't think it's. Yeah, they make money, but like it does seem to me to be more about adventure and living your life and things like that. So people into that typically aren't all about the money. So like I said, I think if it was something they were interested in, I don't think they would hesitate to cut the check. Like, yeah. Yeah, F Doctor, I'm going back to the same job. John Ranks. When I started traveling, I had $1,000. Now, if you flat broke, it could be harder, but that's why I mentioned seasonal work all the time. If you can get there, you don't need any money. Trust me, I know some seasonal workers who never have any money, and they've been more places than the average person. 10 times more places than the average person. They just keep enough money to take the Greyhound to their next job and they get right back to it. You know what I mean? So like there's ways. There's ways. If you start off with the mindset, it's hard to travel when you're flat broke, then you're never going to travel. But if you really want to travel and you're like, I'm gonna figure out a way to do it even though I'm flat broke, you'll travel. It all comes down to, do we just want to talk negatively about stuff or do we want to actually do stuff? Firm believer in that. Anything in life. If you want to just sit back and say, "Oh, it's horrible," blah, 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 well, then that's all you're gonna do. But those of us who are stubborn, people who are like, "Nah, this is what I want to do. I'm gonna figure it out." Eventually, you figure it out. Nothing is written in stone. There's no rules. Rose, my skin's really not that clear. It's the lighting. It's the camera. Yeah. Monique, what up? I think my email's in the description box, Tom, possibly. I don't understand the question, Daniel. Hey, John, and sorry to hear it's been tough to land a job. Do you have the ability to move? I'm telling you, coolworks.com. Find a job. They if you can get there, they give you a job, they give you a place to stay. A lot of them feed you. Many a person I know have used seasonal work to get up out of a area that wasn't working for them, be it because of finances, maybe there was stuff going on. But like, yeah, fast forward a couple years later, they're in a totally different position in life. Uh, Chris, see, I don't understand the question. I don't understand the question. V Vlogs, what up? So automotive industry seems to be like a good route. Been good for me. Always needed need for car stuff. Okay. I mean, in regards to you're just saying in general, you think the cars are a good route to go as far as work? Mike Davis said I used it. It was great. I worked at Bryce Canyon and Mackinac Island. Nice. I've always wanted to try Mackinac Island. Yeah, I'm telling you, CoolWorks is. I know so many people who it literally has take them out of some tight spots and like change their life. Not to sound cliche, but to be cliche, like literally took them out of some tight spots. No prospects, hurting. Boom, they get to a seasonal job, they grind it out. I see them a year later, they doing something big. Oh man, I'm going out to so and so. I'm doing this. I'm going back to school. Yeah, I've seen so many people. It's helped because like your big expenses in life are food and accommodation, and if you can get those at a reasonable rate and get paid, even if you're not getting paid a lot, you can save money. I did a video 5 years ago when I was at Glacier making nine something an hour, and I was still able to save $500 a month. So if I stay there for a 4 month season, that's 2 grand when I leave. You know, how many people save 2 grand in 4 months? Hey, oh, Mike, you gonna go to Alaska and stay there? Okay, okay, I ain't mad at that. I know people who, yeah. V, to answer your question, yes, I worked in Alaska, 2016, I think, summer. I mean, I've had some good summers, but that was a summer, bro. Like, I mean, to this day, when I'm like, I spent a summer in Alaska, people like, word? People go to Alaska, but they ain't spent a summer there. I spent the whole summer, 4 months, 4 or 5 months. May, June, July, August. I think it was almost like 5 months. Yeah, yeah. Alaska's cool, man. I recommend Alaska. Uh, I may go back there this summer, or I might go to Maine. Like those are the top two on my list. They were on the top two on my list this summer. It didn't work out. Actually, I had a job in Alaska. It just didn't feel right, so I didn't go. Um, I follow my gut. But next year, yeah. If I don't stay at the Y or go back there this summer, yeah, Alaska's the move, man. Like it's different, man. Daniel, I don't. Retirement isn't a concept that has a part in my life, so no, I don't save for retirement. I save for the future. I try to take steps to be able to fund my lifestyle forever, but like, yeah, like I don't feel like I can retire from my lifestyle because like I don't live a work lifestyle. So I save for the future. I want to be able to fund my lifestyle till I don't have a life to fund. But no, I don't save for retirement. Like I'm not going to turn 65 and suddenly start. Like I be trying to do now what people wait to do in retirement. So what it'd be weird to save money for that when I'm doing it now. Zon, I'm good. I'm good. Karen been to Alaska, did a cruise, stayed in Anchorage first conference. Best 2 weeks, nice, nice. Yeah, Anchorage is very diverse. I liked Anchorage. It's got its stuff these days, but I was very pleasantly surprised about the diversity in Anchorage. I thought it was just gonna be like old white dudes, but no, it's a melting pot, man. Like Anchorage was, yeah. Alaska's. I think everyone should. That's one place. Like if you're like, all right, I'm gonna try the seasonal work thing out, see what happens. I might do it for a year. You know, go to a national park. somewhere, and then like do Alaska or do a national park in Alaska, like do like Denali. But like, yeah, man, I think yeah, Alaska was special, and it's probably the number one state that when you say you've been, it's a flex. Like when you say you've been there, people are like, oh, like everybody goes to Hawaii, you know. I haven't been, but you know what I mean. Hawaii's cool. Oh, but when you say you've been to Alaska, people like, oh, they have to, put a little more respects on your name. Telling you. Mhm. Pete Cross, what was your question? I get a little. Hold on, I gotta tighten this up a little bit. Pete Cross, I get a lot of questions. So, what question of yours did I not answer? Yeah, John feels like a cowboy in Wyoming and Montana. Yes. KS, I've only been to three countries. So I've been to Mexico, Thailand, and the Philippines. I don't. Every country is interesting. Like I don't. You'll notice I don't answer favorite, most interesting, best, most scenic. As someone who loves travel, I don't look at the world that way. Like I just go places and appreciate them. Like I don't. How can one country be more interesting than the other? Like they all get their stuff. How would you? What would you base it on? Like they all get their stuff. They're all interesting. So for me personally, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can't answer that. Like it's. And then it begs the question, like, what's the point in asking that? Like, you know, Rose, are you trolling? So, what's your favorite cereal? A, I don't eat cereal. And yeah, when I did eat cereal, though, I did eat a lot of Raisin Bran. Is that bug on the inside or the outside? I think it's the outside. I eat a lot of Raisin Bran. Hey, see you later, Mike Davis. Hey, we still here. We still working. We still working. Have a good night. We still here. We ain't went nowhere. You know, as long as people tune in and when we feel needed, we here. Ooh, it's order. I'm gonna wait. No, it's just funny to me that as many times as I say I don't do favorites, someone will always ask me a favorite. And when it's someone who I know has followed the channel for a while and has heard me say 100 times, I don't do favorites. But I think it's so ingrained in us that like that's the only way we know how to ask. No one will ever say, "Hey, what's the cereal you like?" Hey, what's the thing? No, we're favorite, best, number one. It's interesting. I'm on my Grab app. I'm about to see what's for lunch. Not getting pizza. That's too expensive. Well, that fried chicken look. Why is my? Hold on. Maybe it'll enable the translation when I click on something. There we go. It's weird with the translation. Sometimes the translation will kick in. Sometimes it won't. Hey, Jay speaks. Hey, you welcome. You welcome. You welcome, nephew, niece. Okay, let's see. I know. I wanted some steak, bro. I'm here. I'm here. Ooh. Oh, that looked good. Oh, being good. Okay, we back. Pete Cross, you're new to the channel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's the? Still don't see the question though. Oh, it's all good, Rose. I understand. Mike 01 Davis. I was at when Mike Davis comment. I'm like, wait, did Mike change his name? But then I saw the picture. Like, I knew it wasn't you. Just hearing him talk. But I was like, wait a second, my boy Mike 01 changed his name. Like, what are we doing? Didn't say nobody. But yeah, that's a common name. How do I do a post travel depression? Well, honestly, for me, RN, I'm usually always doing something. So it's like my life is, except for like that year I was in Denver, and another time when I did 8 months in like Florida. I make it sound like prison. I did 8 months in Florida. Like I was in Florida for 8 months. Typically, I'm always doing like I'm always, even if I'm always kind of traveling. So it's hard for me to get post travel depression because like when you don't really have a home, you're always on the road, you know. So, you know, like when I done with vacation, I'm going back to Colorado, but like Colorado's not home, so it still feels like I'm on the road, you know. A online summit. I mean, that is a great idea for the right person, F Doctor. I'm just not that person. You'll notice I don't do a lot of big stuff that brings other people in and we work. Like I'm just not. Those just aren't my type of moves. This is what I do. You know what I mean? Now, if someone organized an online summit, I'd be part of it. You know, for the right price. But yeah, I'm not an organizer. I'm not a You know, I thrive even like in working situations. I thrive under good leadership. I don't like I'm a good number two, a great number three. I'm not a good number one. So like me getting out and organized, like I'm just not that just ain't me, you know. You used to get a lot of Mike Jones jokes. Yeah, yeah, back in the day. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Chris, I bought a round trip ticket. Um, I don't know what you mean by what's a statement, but I bought a round trip ticket. It was like $900, I think. Yeah. I mean, you can buy a one-way ticket, but actually it's cheaper to buy a round trip ticket typically, a lot of times. 5175. Shout out to you for quitting your job, doing what you needed to do to improve your mental health. Let's go. But yeah, definitely if seasonal work sounds like something interesting, try it out. You know, it's got its stuff, you know. But I do think it A allows you to see parts of the country you probably never see and be there long enough to like really appreciate it. You know, going to Yellowstone over the weekend is great. Being in Yellowstone for a month or a whole summer is amazing. You know, getting off work, you know, sometimes we would just walk into the woods, other times we'd have a car. I was a drinking man at the time, so I'm not gonna lie. We go grab, a 12 pack. We drive around. My boys at the time like to fish, so we would see like a creek or something, nice spot in the woods. We'd pull over. We'd walk out there. You know, you get deep off in the woods. They'd be fishing. I'd be drinking. They might have a little tokey toke. Just chilling, bro. You know what I mean? Or sometimes we didn't do none of that. You just, walk out in the woods. I don't know. It was just to live in Yellowstone National Park. It's kind of special. So seasonal work definitely gives you some opportunities to be some places and do some things with no pressure and without spending the money that other people spend to do it. Cause like you're working there, you know? Karen, you a background player too? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I just ain't trying to be up front, bro. Like, yeah, same, I am. Uh, Monique, I'm in Pattaya. So it's about 2 hours from Bangkok. Your boy, I'm telling you, your boy's being bougie. I was gonna take the bus, but I hired a driver. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hired a driver. I wanted to go door to door because I would have had to take a Uber, a Grab to the bus station, or I could have took the train to the bus station, and then they would have to take me. I would have got dropped off at the bus station here, and then I would have to take. And I was like, you know what? Nah, nah, I'm on vacay. If I was here like living or long term, okay. But I was like, I'm on vacay. I was like, I'm getting a driver door to door. He was there at 2 o'clock at my Airbnb in Bangkok. Bomb, pick me up. Nice, nice. What was it? A Toyota Fortuner? Blacked out, blacked out. Windows like because when I got there, I think he went down to use the bathroom or something. I couldn't tell was he in the car or not because like it was so blacked out. I said I like this. Blacked out, sat in the back. He had water set up. Didn't talk. He talked a couple times. Like traffic was bad. He was like, "Hey," spoke English. He was like, "Hey, traffic's bad. I'm trying to get on the interstate quick." Um, but we didn't talk. Dropped me off at my hotel here. But he'd been here before too, so he knew. Hey, go up there. Blah blah blah. You know. Yeah, yeah, we here. I like that. I like that. Boy, out here hiring drivers. Let's go. He was like, hey, when you're ready to come back, let me know. Call me. Um, which I was like, I don't know. His name was Max. I'm like, I booked it through the website, Max. I don't know if I'm just going because they gave me his WhatsApp number. I was like, I don't know if I'm just gonna call you direct, Max. Now I might when I book on if I book going back, um, I might ask for him because he was super nice. Yeah, man, we are being bougie, man. We are being bougie. Yeah, I wasn't trying to deal with the. John, your first season at Yellowstone 7 months. Okay, okay. No car, phoneless, ups and downs, but overall good experience. Yeah, man. Ivan, there's tons of seasonal work during the winter time. All the ski resorts are hiring. Like, yeah, ski resorts. Yeah, they always looking for people. So yeah, you gonna get married at Yellowstone next to the Roosevelt Lodge? Okay, okay. I ain't mad at that. I see people getting married at a lot of places, and I'm like, there's nicer places you could get married at. I don't know. And I feel like getting married in a national park isn't that expensive. But sometimes I'd be like, that's where you get married? You could go there and like do it. I don't know. I just have seen a lot of, because of seasonal work, a lot of really awesome places where you can get married. So when I see people spending tens of thousands of dollars and it's not at one of those places, I'd be like, bro, you could get married in Glacier. Anyway. Explorada, first time you came to the Y, had little above $100. I'm telling you, you can go as long as you can get there. You good. But yeah, you're right. To each their own about weddings. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes people don't know. That's my thing. I'm not coming at nobody where they decide to get married. I think sometimes people don't know that there's probably some around the same level of cost places you could get married. But then again, I guess you'd have to fly everybody out there. So I don't know. I just wonder. The solution to boredom, Mr. Revise? I think you got to, and this will sound basic, but you got to find something to do that doesn't bore you. I think that we all know the secret to boredom, to getting over boredom. It's just figuring out what that is for ourselves, I think. You can have your ashes buried at Yellowstone for $250. Why not just have somebody take them up there and just spread them out for free? Or bury them yourself. Just go off in the woods. I mean, it's how many acres is Yellowstone? How would they know? Just go out in the woods and bury them yourself for free. Is that illegal? Somebody said they were going to report me for on my video about the 25 places to sleep in your car. I don't even remember what the initial, whatever was, but I think they said something was illegal or whatever, and they said they were going to report me to the authorities for promoting illegal stuff. Boy, people, I understand. The world's interesting out there. People scared, they miserable, they sitting at home with nothing to do, they lonely. We're going through a loneliness epidemic. I understand. And I just want to say, even though I may not totally get it, I understand it. And if spewing craziness to me on my channel helps you get through this time period, I'm all for it. I'm still going to block you with love. You'll be blocked with love. But like, if that helps you get through these times, I'll take that hit. It's a very minor hit because I just laugh and block you. But if that's what you need to do to get through these times, is come to Timothy Ward's channel and say some craziness that makes absolutely no sense. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to be more understanding, more sympathetic, more empathetic, whichever is the right word. I'm trying to be both. So I get it. Hey, glad to hear that, Rose. That's what I'm saying. People say I stream too much. I'm like, we trying to be out here not lonely. I don't have nothing else to do all day. I do need to go shopping today. Well, I want to go shopping today, but eh, I don't know. Like I don't mind leaving the house, but sometimes I'll be like, man, I'm just gonna sit here. KS, I've done so many things this year. I think it's improved my life. Once again, if you ever ask me, and the answer would be one thing, I'm probably not going to answer. Best, favorite, the one thing. Like I don't live my life that way. Where I point it, okay, that's the I just be living. Things happen. So I like to think I've done lots of things this year that improved my life. Susanna, I don't think if you're, I think you have to be in the United States because if they hire people from a different country, they usually go through sponsors. Um, yeah, I don't think they hire people directly from different countries through. I mean, and CoolWorks is just the listing site. Each individual company does its own hiring, but yeah, I think you know to work from another country, you got to have certain visas and stuff. And I don't think the companies deal with that. I think they go through. They got like agencies they work with that people go through. Ton, you alone or two? We here. We here. John, I feel like that's coming at people though. You know, to say obese people need to take a walk, that's kind of the same game, respectfully. You know what I mean? There's all kind of reasons why people are obese. I know some obese people who put in a lot of work, and they just that's their body type. So I shy away from giving back what people give. I try to at least. Theo, thank you. So I can watch you every day, Tim. Best channel on YouTube. Thank you. We here. My thoughts on wolfing. Ivan, someone asked this earlier. Um, I had a bad experience with it, but I don't think that's the normal experience. I just was with the host that was an a-hole. I shouldn't even say that. Just wasn't what I was expecting. Um, but I mean, there's wolfing engagements all over the world. I think it's a great way to, from what I've seen from other people's reviews, to go other parts of the country, other parts of the world, and not have to pay for accommodations and get at least a couple of one or two meals a day, maybe paid for. So, I mean, those are your big expenses, other than transportation, is accommodation and then food. So, I say give it a try. Wolfing actually is worldwide working on organic farms. So, and each country has its own Wolf website. So there's Wolf USA, there's Wolf Thailand, there's Wolf Canada probably. Um, so yeah, and there is a membership fee, but it's like $40 for the year or something. But it puts you in touch with people looking for people to come stay on their property, work for 5 or 6 hours a day, and in return they give you a place to stay. And I think the meals is different each place, but at least I think at least one meal a day or something like that. But yeah, you don't get paid. But it's like if you're getting a place to stay and food to eat, do you really need to make that much money? I'm just saying, like, I can't get with y'all with the laughing at obese people. Like, we don't do. What are we doing? This ain't this community. You know what I mean? Like, we don't, bro. Like, we all got our struggles. We all got things we working on. Why do we think it's cool to come at people who have an obesity problem? Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, this what we doing? Oh, this what we descended in. Okay, there's no rules, but like that's crazy, bro. Somebody got extra weight, so we can pick on them, as if we don't all have stuff that like people have picked on us about that we didn't like. But that's an easy one. Let's take the low hanging fruit. Let's take the cheap shots. I'm just I, no compassion. Genesis, I've never had altitude sickness. I've had Like I've been in, like when I first got to the Y the first time, I was like, man, I can't breathe out here. Not really, but like it was harder to breathe. But I've never been sick from it. Most people I see just kind of like you have a few days of difficulty, then you're fine. I did meet somebody recently who like really got sick, but he had lung problems anyway. But yeah, I think it's one of those things that the average person gets way more afraid of it than they need to be. But I'm not a doctor, so don't take my word for it. I think they're doing the 60 now. DS Thrive. I think Thailand's doing the 60 now. From what I've seen, I think. Alvin, I got my phone bill, and I mean, I got some, like, I got a editing software called Canva that I use to make my videos. Like, most of the other recurring bills I have are for YouTube. I got Canva so I can edit, thumbnails mainly. Um, I feel like there's something else I got. I got a couple like those type bills, like 11. Oh, my mail forwarding service is $13 a month. I got little stuff like that. But as far as like real bills, all I have is my phone bill. Because I was trying to figure, I'm like, okay, I need to pay all my bills before I go on vacation. Because like I don't want to miss a bill while I was here. And I was trying to figure out, I'm like, and like Canva just automatically comes out of, it's an auto pay, my mail forwarding service, same thing. I send them $100 and they just take out of that. And when they need more, they take another 100. And I was like, I feel like there's another one somewhere. Like I paid my phone bill and I was like, you get so used to having bills when you don't have them, it feels weird. I'm like, I feel like I got something else I'm supposed to pay. And I'm like, there might be another service. No, I canceled Spotify. I canceled Epidemic Sound. I don't know. But yeah, I don't have any bills. Phone bill, which I don't even know what my phone bill is. I pay extra typically. So it's always different every month. I think it's $100, $110 a month. I don't know, for two phones. I don't know. So yeah, hashtag blessed. But I make sacrifices to have few bills. Yeah, yeah, Ross. We in Southeast Asia right now. We in Thailand right now. Facts. Oh, you got a 60. Oh, so you're here too. Okay, okay. Angela checking in. Hello. Hello. Yeah, yeah, Alvin. The no bills lifestyle, or the little Bill's life. Oh, I like that. Little Bill's life. How to live a little Bill's life. Living the little Bill's life. I like that. I gotta tweet that. But there's something there. Little Bill's life. You know. Hold on. I gotta write that down. Be on my phone. Little Bill's lifestyle. Little Bill lifestyle. Okay, cool. I gotta play with that, but that'll be a good title. Yeah, Ross, we here now, man. We here now. Oh, you back in Australia? But you'll be back soon. Cool, 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 cool. Hey, I like jet setting from Australia to Bangkok. I see you. I see you, Ross, living the dream. John Doe, what up? Oshino, stopping drinking definitely isn't impossible. It's hard. The good news is, at 19, if you quit now and never pick it back up, you're doing great. And if you're 19, hopefully you haven't been doing it that long. It'll probably be easier to quit. It's not impossible. It's possible. It's hard. It's a struggle, but it's definitely possible. Like here's my thing. We all were born not drinking. We went through some of the toughest times in our life sober. When you were getting bullied every day at school at 11, you didn't come home and have some Johnny Walker. Is that even a liquor? I don't know. Some Admiral Nelson. That Adnel. We couldn't afford Captain Morgan's. We used to get that Admiral Nelson when I was back in the day when I was drinking that Adnel. Boy, get you right. Get you right and kicked out in my case. But kicked out the bar. But we used to pack our own bottles into the bar. By the way, we was wilding. But own liquor bottle into the bar. Anyway, but yeah, when you were a kid, 11 years old, getting bullied every day at school, you dealt with it sober. So the ideal that as adults we can't deal with problems sober is crazy. Less bills, less stress, man. Yeah, man. Oh, I thought about writing a sobriety book, but here's the thing: it would just be, I don't know if I'd have enough. It would just be motivation. So I don't know, but I thought about writing the tiny little sobriety book. It'd be 100 pages. Um, I don't know. We'll see. We're writing a book one day. I've decided, but we got to see what it is. But you know, Angela just finished hanging out with your best friend, chilling. Okay, that's your best friend's name, chilling. I'm joking. That was weak. That was weak. I was trying to. That was weak. I need lunch. Oh, Tom. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I see. You. Appreciate the email. Lucas P. What up? I'm trying to see what I want for lunch now. Oh, I know another bill I got. My VPN, my virtual private network, which keeps my devices secure while I travel. It's 11.99 a month. That's another. But yeah, I knew I had that. I almost messed up with that one because I didn't know what debit card I signed up for it with, and I was like, ooh, on the 11th, I think it renewed, and I was like, ooh, but I was fine. I did it right. This I'm trying to get some steak, but this steak don't look right, bro. This steak ain't looking steakish. Thank you, Dorothea. Blessings to you too as well. Thank you. I don't want pork steak. They don't do beef around there. Nah, I don't want pork steak, dog. Dog. I don't want pizza. You can't get a good steak right here. Oh, that one's. I don't want pork steak. I'm gonna have to put steak, beef. Oh, Ross, I'm in Pattaya right now. Okay, I put in steak, beef. Oh, there we go. Well, ribs, steak. I guess that's just ribs. Could do ribs. I could do ribs. I don't want a pork chop. Spaghetti. Boy, it's hard. Oh yeah, they have McDonald's. I actually had McDonald's today. Um, there's different stuff. I mean, they got the Big Mac, but there's like instead of apple pie, they got corn pie and pineapple pie. There's different stuff. But they got the regular. Angela, I'm kind of pork knuckled out. They eat a lot of pork around these parts. I'm like, man, I just want a steak. What's that say? Full set. What does that mean? It says full set. What is that? Looks like real steak. Nope. That don't even pork steak. What is up with pork? Where's the beef, gang? Like pork. This is anyway. Ton, yeah, I'm still working in Colorado. I'll be back there soon. Yeah, I'm like, where the beef at, bro? Like they don't eat cows around here. 667. I one of the things I don't like about college these days is the amount of student loan debt people get, and then they get out and get jobs that don't allow them to repay it, and they struggle with it for 20 years. DS, I do have travel insurance. Yeah, I sprung for travel insurance, so I'm excited about that. I walk around like I got an S on my chest because I got insurance. I don't have insurance in the States. I got it here though, for a fraction of the cost it would cost me in the States. So I'll be out here like, I got insurance. We here. Yeah, student loan debt is. I mean, if you got manageable student loan debt, cool. But like, we got people out here, you know, tons of student loan debt for jobs that I might just get fried chicken. For jobs that don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like it. Okay, food. We might just get fried chicken. The place I ate yesterday, I mean, it was cool, but like, I don't know. Ooh, this was someone said try that Hat Yai fried chicken, but they only got a 3.6 rating. KFC, okay. No, I'm not doing I'm not doing KFC, bro. Taco Bell. Ooh, here we go. Texas chicken. Texas fried chicken. Ooh, I can get a fried chicken, 2 pieces, a sriracha wrap, fries, and a Coke for less than $6. That ain't bad. Where's the combo? They already running out of chicken. Where's the combo meal, dog? Yeah, fried chicken sounds good. No, they ain't got a church. Boy, if they had a churches, I'd be on it. Oh, here's I like this one. This one looks like okay. I think we're gonna do this. Okay. Coke spelled COK. Oh yeah, this sounds like the spot. They're already out of chicken already? Wow. That's what I'm saying. Like the places run out of food quickly. They're already out of chicken. It's not even noon yet. You can buy a soda, you can't buy any chicken. Boy, they teasing me out here in these streets, folks. I may have to go KFC. I may have to go KFC. Yeah, why is it Texas fried? I don't know. Oh boy, they giving it chicken away at KFC. Oh snap! 2 piece fried chicken, regular French fries, a bottle Pepsi for 129 baht. That's $3.50 or something like that. Oh, we doing that? Yep, 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 yep. You might get 2 of them. What else do I have to? Oh no, that's crazy. I think we're gonna get 2 of them. Oh, we'll get one. Let's see. Sorry to be ordering food. You see, we got KFC right here. I like this place because there's a designated pickup spot on like the first floor. So I just, when the delivery driver gets here, they already waiting. I like the food here. Let's see, what is this one? How much chicken do I want? I might just get more of those. I might just get 3 of those. Whoa, 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 whoa. How much will that be? SB, what up? 387? Oh yeah, I can do that because I got boom. 387. Bet, bet, bet. So I got 6 pieces of chicken, 3 French fries, and 3 Pepsis for, let's see, where's my conversion? $11, 11.86. That's with delivery fee. That ain't bad. 6 pieces of chicken, 3 Pepsis, 3 French fries. I'll take that. The fast food places be more expensive, but I'll take that. I'll pay that all day long. Like I'll pay that all day long. Be here and oh, it's gonna be quick. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, chicken has become very suspect. I mean, I think all meat is getting suspect these days, if we're being honest, depending on where you're at. Yeah, 667. I do think it is getting more expensive to have a family, get married, have kids, and I feel for the people who've always wanted those things. Um, I feel blessed that I never did, so it don't affect me. I feel for the people who, I mean, that's not asking too much. You just want to be able to like have a family, have kids, buy a house, like, and that's, you almost got to be wealthy these days. So, Alvin, you work to the KFC, working in the back making chicken. Let's go, Chris. It's 11:56 a.m. here. Yeah, that one place had that chicken that looked good, and everything said unavailable. So that lets me know that must be the spot. I got it tomorrow or whenever. I probably won't eat fried chicken again for a while, but next time I go in for chicken, I got it 10 o'clock. Yeah, I am gonna miss if I do get a little post travel depression. I'm gonna miss these prices, because that was expensive. Like the fast food's expensive here. The healthier food is cheaper almost, but uh, I'm gonna miss the prices. Thank you, Angela, for asking people to hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, the West is. I mean, you hear about things overseas, but when you actually come and like I said, it's always something surprises me. Like I'll go in a store to buy something, and I'll be like, "That's it," you know what I mean? Just little stuff. Um, I just like, man, it's just so it doesn't have to be as expensive as it. That's what gets me. It doesn't have to be as expensive as it is in America because there's other places where it's not as expensive. So why is it more expensive for us? It's just you charge more to the people you think you can get more out of. I mean, Daniel, I agree with you. It's like it's some of it is people wanting luxury, but I know people who aren't big into luxury who are struggling to just like provide for their family. It's not that they're buy they got a bigger house than they need or expensive cars. Like I know people who just regular average people. They just want to live a regular average life, nothing extravagant, and it's a lot harder than it was 10 years ago. Like yeah, you can still have kids, you can still survive, but like it's a lot harder than it was, and I think that's annoying. You know, I don't think I've seen any lanterns, Ashley, but I be in the Airbnb a lot. I do need to go out later and get some shopping done. I don't know. I just like sitting up here staring out the window. Like that's fun for me. I was taking chicken home every day after work. Those were the days. Let's go. But here's the thing, 667. I am optimistic that it could change. We everything cycles. So you give it might be 20 years, but I think 10 years, who knows? I think prices will come back down. Like I'm optimistic. You know, there was times of extreme inflation in the 70s and things were crazy high. So I'm optimistic. This is just the nature of capitalism and you know fiat economies. It's Alan Watts said something one day that's always stuck with me. Um, he was talking about the Great Depression and how what does this say? Reply. How do I reply? Type your message. Okay. They like to message you on his app. Hey, wait. He said, please wait for me for a second. I guess it means she's gonna be late. I don't know. Um, but Alan Watts said something about the Great Depression. He was like the day before, Black Monday or whatever, the day when the stock market crashed, right? Say it was a Tuesday. On that Monday, there were almost exactly the same amount of goods and available services on the planet as it was Tuesday, right? Think about like hard, tangible assets, goods. There was the same amount pretty much one day to the next. But because of this like paper fiat imaginary economy we've created with like the stock market, which isn't really real, um, you know, where you own shares of a company, but you don't really own anything physical. Anyway, because of that, the economy crashed. but it wasn't like there was less stuff. There was less money or less money in certain places, but like like it's just you know what I mean? Like it's just I thought I was like, wow, he's right. Like it wasn't like there was a drought. It wasn't like that. No, all the stuff was still there. It's just because this paper-based, fiat-based economy we have, you can have the whole world go into a tailspin and people starve to death because of lack of money, but it's still the same amount of food that there was. But it's interesting. I think about that a lot. We play games with this thing called money that ruins our lives sometimes and needlessly. Yeah, better days are coming. Euronymous, people ask this a lot. Are we in a simulation? It doesn't change anything if we are. So feel free to call reality whatever you want to call it. It doesn't change anything. You still got to pay the rent next month. You know what I mean? You still got to eat, still got to breathe. So like whatever you want to call this reality, feel free to call it that. It doesn't change nothing. So like that's why to me that's kind of a pointless question, because if someone says yes, we're in a simulation, now what? Did anything change? Or if someone says no, we're not in a simulation, nothing. So it's kind of one of those questions I think people ask because it sounds cool, or maybe they're interested, but it doesn't change anything. Feel free to think you're living in whatever you want, call it the Matrix if you like. It doesn't change anything unless like see say unless you like say, okay, we are living in the Matrix, and that reasoning allows you to not take life seriously, then okay. If saying, okay, this is a simulation allows you to have a different mindset that lets you let go of a lot of stuff in life, cool. Maybe that's it. But beyond using your views on what this life is to change your mindset or your perspective, it doesn't really change anything. You know, like nothing changes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna jump off. I was gonna go a little longer, but I gotta, kind of get ready and everything for the time my food gets here. They said it might be here at like 12:15. So I do have to, we up high, so we got to get in the elevator, go first. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all being a part of the stream. I hope you have a wonderful evening, night, morning, whatever you're doing. Big shout out to the Super Chat squad. Thank y'all so much for the support. Thank you. Definitely does help to get the motivation to keep going. Shout out to Angela, world's best moderator. Um, Shout out to everybody who's a part of the community. Gonna jump off and say prayers for the people that we promised to say prayers for. I love y'all. Talk to you later.